Hey, good morning, everyone. Right, can you guys see the shared screen?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. Mama ඔයගොල්ලන්ට last week එකේ lecture slide එක එව්වද? Can't remember. අපේ WhatsApp group එකක් හදුවද නැත්නම් did I say I'm going to send it to your coordinator?
Sir, අපි WhatsApp group එකක් හැදුවේ.
හදුවද? All right, okay.
නැහැ, sir.
Yes, can someone please send a message in that group?
No, sir, we don't have a WhatsApp group, sir.
All right, okay. So I'm going to send it to your coordinator, right? අපි එහෙම නේද කතා කරන්නේ?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. Sure. I will send it. මම හිතන්නේ මට ඒක අමතක වෙන්නේ නැති. අද එකයි last week එකයි මම ඔක්කොම ටික අද දාන්නම්. Right. Today we are going to talk about the traditional learning versus nowadays modern teaching techniques that we have, right? Last week we actually discussed about e-learning. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages of e-learning, right? And we discussed about how it is going to affect the teaching and learning environments, right? අපි ගොඩක් advantages කතා කරා ඒ වගේම there were disadvantages when coming to technological use as well, right? So today we are going to start from very basics, from very traditional learning techniques to the modern techniques that we have today, and we are going to discuss whether these things are suitable or not, right? අපි starting from අපි දැන් traditional techniques ගත්තාම අපි traditional techniques වල teaching techniques වල initiative එක තමයි blackboard එකකින් උගන්වන්නේ, right? ඉස්සර ඉඳන්ම කරේ the teacher goes to the classroom and now and the teacher is teaching on the blackboard, giving the notes, writing, erasing, ඔය වගේ technique එකක් පාවිච්චි කරේ. But now similar thing is done via Microsoft PowerPoint, right? Similar thing is done via digital smart boards, right? අපි මේ විදිහට evolution එකක් කතා කරමු කොහොමද වෙනස් වුනේ කියන එක. Right, first let's look at some of the traditional techniques that we had, right? The traditional teaching technology includes both projected and non-projected AV8s. AV8 කියලා කියන්නේ audio visual කියන එක, right? Right, audio and visual. Non-projected visual aids ගත්තොත් we have the chalkboards, right? Everybody knows අපි කොහොම පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙනවා in our childhood, right? Panel boards, flashcards, posters, charts, models වගේ දේවල් වලින් අපි උගන්වන්න ගන්නවා students, right? We use those techniques. Then projected visual aids, right? We have the overhead projector, we have the slide projector, and we have the television, right? Let's discuss one by one. අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලා මේ traditional දේවල් ටික discuss කරලා let's go to the modern teaching techniques that we have today. Right, everybody knows the chalkboard, so I'm not going to discuss about the chalkboard. I'm over than not. This is how we wrote on chalkboard. Very cost effective those days, but comparing to the whiteboards, it is a little bit messy, right? තාමත් chalkboards පාවිච්චි වෙන තැන් ඇති තරම් තියෙනවා. Sometimes in universities as well. And some of the famous universities sometimes still maintain their tradition by teaching on chalkboards. අපි දන්නවා chalkboard එකේ තිබ්බ අපිට එකම දේ reusable writing surface, right? මම මේව කතා කරන්නේ I know these are very basics. හැබැයි මේකෙන් තමයි අපි මේ අද වෙද්දි පාවිච්චි කරන techniques වලට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ, right? So let's go through these very quickly, right? Reusable surface on which text or drawings are made with chalk. Chalkboards are originally made of smooth and thin sheet of black dark gray stone, right? we පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙනවා chalkboards. හැබැයි ඉතින් මේක dust මටලා ගත්තාම හරි messy environment එකක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ, right? Then chalkboard converted to whiteboards, right? more convenient than a chalkboard, right? Ek advantage you can write it in many colors, right? So the techniques will be more appealing, right? You can describe the things, describe the graphs, charts, everything in a very clear manner, right? And erasing the chalkboard is easy, reusing is easy, right? Using the marker to write is easy comparing to the black, right? So we turn from blackboard to the whiteboard, right? අපි දන්නවා මේ ටෙක්නික්ස්ම තමයි හොඳට මම මේ කියද්දි ඔලුවට ගන්න white board එකේ තිබ්බ ටෙක්නික් එක තමයි දැන් මම මේ ඕගොල්ලෝගේ ස්ක්‍රීන් එකේ ලියන්නෙත්, right? This is a different technique. හැබැයි මේ ටෙක්නික් එක ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ inspire වෙලා තියෙන්නේ the basic techniques that we use. ඕගොල්ලෝගේ මේ Microsoft අපි මේ පාවිච්චි කරන Zoom platform එකේ in this Zoom platform there is an option called whiteboard. It is a digital whiteboard, right? හිතලා බලන්න the analog whiteboard now converted to a digital whiteboard environment as well, right? And we know it is also as a marker board and dry eraser board, right? Whiteboards have smoother surface allowing rapid making and erasing marking their surface, right? The popularity of the whiteboards increased rapidly in mid-90s. හැබැයි sad full situation එක මේ 1990s වල whiteboards ආවට I don't think in Sri Lanka we had it until 2000s වගේ වෙනකම් නම් ලංකාවේ popular වුණේ නැහැ, right? As I can remember 90s වල නම් I'm not sure about that. If you guys can remember, please tell me. I don't know in 90s 95 96 වෙනකොට so I can remember we had blackboards, I guess. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe TNT, I can't remember. But it was introduced in 1990s. හැබැයි අද වෙද්දි සමහර ලංකාවේ ඉස්කෝල තියෙනවා we still haven't updated to whiteboards from chalkboards. Another teaching technique that was used is flashcards. Flashcards can have body card, right? Very compact information, right? Cards are small cards of generally a dimension of like this, which are shown for a few moments before the class to send across message or an impart an idea. Android pages got used to introduce or present a topic, right? Used to apply information already gained by the students to a new situation, can be used to review a new topic, and it is also a very interesting technique to use. හැමදාම එකම විදියට ගන්නවා. අද වෙද්දි මේ flash cards මොන වගේ වටද change වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? Any idea? Still we have this. What do we have today to replace this? Right, අපි බලාගෙන යමු එතකොට මුලට idea එකක්. Okay, right. Then we have charts. We used to teach from charts. Right. Charts are graphic teaching aids, studying information from posters, pictures, maps, and graphs. Purpose it is used to show a relationship by means of facts and figures. It is representing material symbolically. It is meant to show continuity in the. It is meant to present abstract ideas in visual forms. Charts ජාති ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. අද වෙද්දි මේ charts බලන්න කොච්චර වෙනසලා තියෙනවද කියලා. If you go to the PowerPoint insert tab, අපි මේ පාවිච්චි කරන Microsoft PowerPoint එකේ මේ insert tab එකට ගියොත් you have a chart option here. Right, මේ chart option එකට ගියොත් right, you guys can see so many charting options. Right, if you want column charts, line charts, pie charts, now everything is digitalized. Area charts, right? එක එක විදිහට ඕන නම් ඒක විදිහට charts generate කරගන්න පුළුවන්. which we did manually many years ago, right? Now generating a chart is very easy, right? ඉස්සරනම් data set එකක් තිබ්බම chart එකක් අඳිනවා කියන්නේ you have to draw it manually. It will take a lot of time, right? It will take a lot of time. But now it will only take matter of seconds if you have the data set, right? කොච්චර ලොකු data set එකක් වුණත් within matter of seconds you can generate a chart in a computer, right? බලන්න technology එක කාලෙත් එක්ක කොච්චර වෙනස් වෙලාද කියලා. Types of charts ගත්තොත් මෙතන මේ වගේ charts ಜಾති ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම තව charts සෑහෙන types ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. Right, let's move on. හරි මේවට ගොඩක් time එක දෙන එක තේරුමක් නැහැ. Let's see. The tape recorder in early few decades ago, the tape recorder actually changed the way of education. How it did. අතරම audio recording එකක් ඒකට කියලා මුලින්ම ආවේ tape recorders නැත්නම් අපි ඕන cassette එක කියලා කියනවා, right? It is a very portable device, electronic gadget that record, reproduce, erase and re-record sounds in a magnetic tape. මේකේ තිබ්බ main advantage එක තමයි using is very easy. Everyone can understand how to use the cassette, right? Everyone can understand how to play a tape recorder, right? It's very easy and reliable. Tape is one modern teaching aid which has come into much more general use over past few years, right? මෑතක් වෙනකොලුත් මේ cassette recorders වලින් නම් සමහරක් examinations පවා කරා, right? පස්සේ කාලෙදී these tape recorders converted into CDs and DVDs, right? Making පටන් අරගෙන it converted to CDs and DVDs, then it converted to pen drives, flash drives වගේ වට data change වෙන්න පටන් ගත්තා. But අපි මේ කතා කරන්නේ few decades ago 90s වගේ time period එකේ tape recorders changed the entire way of teaching, right? මොකද පස්සේ වෙලාවක අහන්න පුළුවන්, right? record කරලා කීප සැරයක් අහන්න පුළුවන්, right? You have that capability, right? මේවා සින්දු අහන්න ආවට it was introduced to the education sector as well, right? So what are the advantages? May equipment එක මෙච්චර popular වෙන්න හේතුව උනේ recording can be erased and tape can be reused. ඇති තරම් erase කර කර ආයෙ පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. And very very easy to operate. Everyone can use it for teaching music, phonics, oral readings, poetry ඔය වගේ දේවල් වලට use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Disadvantage තමයි no personal contact with the speaker, right? Personal contact එකක් නැහැ because you are using a device like this, and listening for a long time will distract the learner and encourage the passive learning as well, right? But now we don't have these kind of equipments. මේවා තාම තියෙනවා but හරිම අඩුවෙන් තමයි use වෙන්නේ, right? ඒවා දැන් අර vintage devices ගන්නට වැටිලා තියෙනවා. But few decades ago ඒවා තමයි ඒ කාලේ තිබ්බ high tech devices, right? ලොකු setups ගෙදර තිබ්බා නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැකලා තියෙනවා කොහේ හරි තියෙනවා දැකලා ඇති. ඒවා තමයි ඒ දවස්වල තිබ්බ high technology devices. High tech devices, you have the radio, you have the CD, you have the sound system, right? Tadi speakers දෙකක් තුනක් එක්ක ආව මේ cassette recorders කාලයක් යනකොට. But now everything is in your mobile phone. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ mobile phone එකෙන් tape අහන්නත් පුළුවන්, record කරන්නත් පුළුවන්, reuse කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඕනේ දෙයක් මේ කියන හැම දෙයක්ම දැන් කරන්න පුළුවන් from your mobile, right? So that is how the industry changed over the time. Then there were flannel boards. මම නම් මේක ඇත්තටම එකම එක පාරයි දැකලා තියෙන්නේ. It was very long time ago. A flannel board is covered with a flannel or cloth. The picture or materials with the same material are used to stick. Right? මේකට අලවන්න පුළුවන් materials. Right? ඒක දේවල්. It's like doing a presentation manually. දැන් අපි PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint එකේ presentations කරනවා වගේ it's like doing presentations manually. So ඒකෙන් තමයි අපි අත්‍තරම අද වෙද්දී fully automated presentations කරන තැනට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. Right. It helps to build the presentation in a sequence, piece by piece. And එතකොට මේක අලව one by one sequential presentation එකක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. Part by part. Right? හැබැයි හිතලා බලන්න අද වෙද්දී how that technology has changed කාලයත් එක්ක. Now we have a fully automated presentation making platform. Then there were flip charts. The flip chart one තාම පාවිච්චි කරනවා in some classes. So master classes වල වගේ flip charts පාවිච්චි කරනවා. You have a bunch of papers in here. It column ඉටියක් තියෙනවා මෙතන. Then you write something and you flip the paper to other side, right? But it is very small in size. A large audience can't see it, right? What audience එකක් හිටියොත් ඒ audience එකෙන් අට්ටියට බලන්න කරන්න පුළුවන් අවුලක් නැතුව. Right? These are large charts with a pad of paper on a stand. The notes, diagrams and flow charts can be prepared well in advance. කලින් හදලා තියන්න ඕනේ. ඒක ඉතින් එක disadvantage එකක්. It is very time consuming as well. And advantages ගත්තොත් it reveals the appropriate point of presentation. Point කර කර පෙන්නන්න පුළුවන්. But you have that technology nowadays. ඒ දවස්වල document එකට point කරලා පෙන්නපු presentation සම අද වෙද්දී you have the laser pointers, right? Presentation laser devices තියෙනවා. කෙලින්ම එතනට point කරලා පෙන්නන්න පුළුවන්. Pages can be preserved for display after class and future reference. Make it ලියලි වුණාට පස්සේ you cannot erase it. It's like a book. ලොකු පොතක් වගේ තමයි. Disadvantages ගත්තොත් it is not effective for large audience, right? Cannot hold large amount of data because it is limited, and more importantly, writing will consume a lot of time, right? Because ලියන්න කරන්න ගියාම it consumes a lot of time. But still, where advanced master classes වල මම දැකලා තියෙනවා මේව තාම පාවිච්චි කරනවා in some professional qualifications. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ළමයි 6-7 දෙනෙක් 8 දෙනෙක් ඉන්න පොඩි discussion groups වල still in some universities you can see the flip charts. Right? ඒක අර tradition එකක් විදිහට සමහරක් කලාවට තාම use කරන තැන තියෙනවා. Right. When it comes to models, right? මෙන්න මේ වගේ models ඕගොල්ලොත් හදලා ඇති පොඩි කාලේ දැනුත් ඕගොල්ලෝගේ students එක්ක හදන ඇති maybe. It is a three-dimensional concept of reality. Types, working and non-working. Working models උත් තියෙනවා. එහෙම move කරන්න පුළුවන්. Non-working models උත් තියෙනවා. So how did this technology change with time? අද වෙද්දී මේක replace කරන්න මොකක්ද ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ? Any idea?
Holograms?
Holograms are not tangible. Holograms are also correct. By physical models, the 3D printers. Right now, we can print these entire models for students using the 3D printers. Right? I will show you a video of a 3D printer. Last week, but let's go through it again because using 3D printers now, students can build anything that they want. Then printers, paper, collate print. The 3D printer can print in 3 dimensions, right? Third dimension.
So there are 3D pens also, right?
Yeah. 3D pens are also there, right? You can do so many creative stuff using the 3D pens as well. Right, let's have a look at the 3D print and how it was used in education sector. Specifically, schools වල මේක පාවිච්චි කරන්න කියලා. right? Now anyone can buy a 3D printer as well from the market. ඕගොල්ලන්ට උන 3D printers buy කරන්න පුළුවන්. It's little bit expensive. You guys can buy 3D printers, right? This is a video of 3D printing, the future of education. Uh,
3D printing has been around for almost 30 years. It has amazing capabilities. Almost anything you can imagine, you can print. 3D printing allows you to turn your ideas into reality. Whether you're printing architectural pieces for a class, engineering pieces for prototyping, or even final products for small run manufacturing. The most incredible thing about 3D printing is it's going to change the way that we think about the world. It changes what you can do every day in your life.
One of the most exciting things about 3D printing technology is its versatility. We've seen it used for rapid prototyping in professional situations, but what's really exciting is the availability of 3D printing to schools, which is brand new because the technology has come down in price and the machines have gotten a lot smaller. So now we can introduce kids to this very important skill early on and have their thought process be, I'm not relegated to what's available right now, I can print something new. There's a lot of examples that we're seeing in feedback from schools that express such great creativity from the students once they get the hands on their technology. There's a pretty small learning curve when you're introducing 3D printing to education. It's just learning some very simple software, and the machines themselves are pretty self-explanatory once you have a little bit of background.
So there are a ton of applications within education for 3D printing. You've got math, geometry, we work with architecture, schools, we work with universities that are trying to prototype for mechanical engineering, but also in K through 12, you have students that are just trying to learn about, a particular area of interest. Take, for example, historical artifacts. The ability to recreate those artifacts and just hold them in your hands can be so compelling and bring the student to the thing that they're learning. It creates this engagement, I think, that is really hard to replicate. You have the ability to basically take something, take an idea, take a design that they have made, potentially, and they've creatively come up with themselves, and actually see it become a reality. And that's really the power of 3D printing.
At MatterHackers, we create 3D software solutions for 3D printing. Our software is much easier to use, it's dramatically intuitive, and it also has all of the advanced and robust features that an experienced expert user needs.
We actually work with a lot of hardware manufacturers, the people that actually make these 3D printers, to make their 3D printers as easy to use as possible.
One of the goals of our software, which is Matter Control, is to allow children to use it. So in education, when we're dealing with elementary schools or junior high schools, these kids still find it intuitive and clear and understand how to get right into the software and start 3D printing.
3D printing is being used not only in the elementary K through 12 level, but also on the university level. We hear from art departments, architecture departments, science departments of how they're using 3D printing to really help their research.
So 3D printing has a really wide variety of industries that are involved in it. Besides education, you also have obviously engineering is a big component of it, and people use 3D printing to do rapid prototyping. That's one of its main applications, where people are taking their idea for a product or a design or a component and turning it into the reality of that, so they can see, even if it's not necessarily the final product, see how it's going to work in the end.
What excites me the most about 3D printing is the view of the future, where people are not thinking that they have to settle for the way things are in the world. They can actually imagine and create their own products that are going to help them specifically for what they need.
We've really just tapped into 3D printing, and just in the 3 years that we've been involved, we've seen the number of applications grow incredibly, and I can't wait to see what lies in store for the next 10, 20 years.
Our mission at MatterHackers is to allow anyone to print anything. So at any time, if you have an idea, you can turn that idea into reality. We have definitely tapped into a game-changing technology. 3D printing will revolutionize manufacturing, and it will revolutionize personal creativity. 3D printing is a technology that is going to change the way that the world works. When we build buildings, we're going to 3D print them. When we make cell phones and microelectronics, we're going to 3D print them. When you need something fixed in your house, you will simply 3D print it on the spot.
I hope now you guys have an understanding of what is a 3D printer is. එකම දේ තමයි when I was watching this video, ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැක්කද දන්නේ මෙන්න මෙතන තියෙන this video was posted 8 years ago, right? This technology was came to the industry 8 years ago. දැන් මේවා ඇවිල්ලා අවුරුදු 8ක් 9ක් වෙනවා. Think about the situation in Sri Lanka, right? අපේ ස්කූල් වලට තාම මේවා ගේන්න තියා තාම හිතලවත් නැහැ. Right? We are not even close to buying this. මේවා තියනවා නැත්තේ නැහැ in some private universities, in some schools in Sri Lanka. Cut there, in universities you have, but එහෙම තිබිලා තේරුමක් නැහැ නේද? Right? You have to when you need to teach to your students, you need these printers in massive amounts. And then අපි කතා කරපුවා එතකොට ඒ දවස්වල මේ අමාරුවෙන් හදපු models now you guys can build it within few minutes, right? And you can build it in a very creative way as well, right? Printer you have to only feed the material and give the instruction to the computer, then the printer will do the rest, right? කලින් කිව්වා වගේම there is a 3D printing pen as well, right? Let me show you one 3D printing pen එකත් ඊට පස්සේ ටික කාලයකට පස්සේ it is also a very advanced tool.
Meet Dylan and Lucy. Dylan dreams of brave new worlds. For Lucy, it's all in the details. But what if they could bring their ideas to life? Drawing in the air to create just about anything. It's your world. What will you create? The new 3Doodler Start.
Sir, we can't hear you, sir.
Right. You can hear me now, right? Right. So think about what students can do with this new technology, right? If they can build creative things like this, creative models like this, right? හිතන්න බලන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ට 3D printing වගේ ටෙක්නොලොජි එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් නම් ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස් ලට ඒගොල්ලෝගේ ක්‍රියේටිවිටි එක කොච්චර ඉම්ප්‍රූව් වෙනවද කියලා. we cannot say that සමහරක් වෙලාවට මම දකිනවා සමහරක් අය කියනවා මේවා කපලා කරලා boards හදලා මේවා කරන එක it will increase their creativity, right? It's true. But if the fundamental technology is more advanced than this, then the creativity goes far beyond. ගොඩාක් creative දේවල් තව කරන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ට platform එක හැදෙනවා. Right? It's a very simple thing, but now it has converted to a very advanced technology. Right? අද වෙද්දී 3D printing කෙනෙක්. Apart from education, right? Do you guys know that you can print an entire house? ගෙදරක් print කරන්න පුළුවන්. There are 3D printers that print a house. Right? The material is used concrete or similar to concrete. ගෙවල් එහෙම් පිටින්ම print කරනවා using the 3D printers. Within few hours, we can finish a 3D printing house. ඒ technology එකේම broader level එකකට යනකොට මම හිතා දැක්කා NASA එකේ ඒගොල්ලෝ mission report එක කියනවා in 2030 they are planning to colonize the Mars. When they are colonizing the Mars, they are planning to ship a 3D printer to Mars and build the houses using a 3D printer. Right? It's a body house, cocoons, body ඒවා තමයි හදන්න පුළුවන්. ලොකු අපි හදන තට්ටු 3-4 ඒවා තාම හදන්න බෑ. හැබැයි ඒවත් හදන්න පුළුවන් දවසක් වැඩි ඈතක නැතුව එයිමකින්, because if you can build a small house, then you can do structural integrity improve කරන්න විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. Those are very little problems to overcome. So they are planning to ship a 3D printer to Mars, and they are planning to build houses there using the printer. මොකද ඒක ඇත්තටම හරිම lazy method එකක් ඒ වෙන planet එකක් colonize කරනකොට. Right? So හිතලා බලන්න මේ පොඩි model building techniques කොයිතරම් දුරට අද වෙද්දී වෙනස් වෙලා තියෙනවද කියන එක industry. Right? හැබැයි ඉතින් sad situation එක තමයි in Sri Lanka we still haven't experienced that. මමත් 3D printer එකක් එකම එක පාරයි තාම දැකලා තියෙන්නේ. use කරන්න හම්බෙලා තියෙන්නේ. I don't know about you guys. ඔයගොල්ලෝ හම්බෙලා ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ schools වල තියෙනවා නම් you guys are actually lucky to use it. Right? මොකද දැන් ඔය technologies තව ටික කාලයක් යද්දී outdate වෙනවා. Right? එතකොට outdate වෙන technologies වත් අපි තාම පාවිච්චි කරලා නැත්නම් it's a very sadful situation. Right, then we have the slide projectors, right? Hope you guys can remember the slide projectors. ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැන් මේ පාවිච්චි කරනවා slide projectors නෙමෙයිද? The projectors that you have in the classroom. Slide projector එකේ තිබ්බ එක ටිකක් very basic technology එකක්. The slide projector is an optomechanical device for showing photographic slides. මේක කැලලා තිබුණ කරකවනකොට තමයි ඊළඟ එකට මාරු වෙන්නේ. Right? Slide projectors were also widely used in educational and other institutional settings. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට business settings වල business meetings වල වගේ පැහැට පාවිච්චි වුණා. Slides were projected with the help of projector in a closed dark room screen. Right? මේක තිබ්බ ඇත්තටම මේක disadvantage එක තමයි you need a very closed dark room environment. හැබැයි අද වෙද්දී the projectors that you have today does not need a dark room. Right? It can project to any background. Right? Not only the white background. Then මේ මෑතක් වෙනකොට තිබ්බ white background එකට විතරක් project කරන්න පුළුවන්. But now it's not the scenario. You can project it to any environment. The projector has sensors. Projector can detect the background color, and the projector can improve the color combinations according to the background and give the best output as the result. Right? ඒ තරම් advanced projectors තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම Now we have mini projectors, mini projectors, right? Let's say you are going on a trip or somewhere, you go take the projector with you. Go ahead and project connect your phone. Movie එකක් බලන්න පුළුවන් ඉන්න තැන ඉඳන්. Right? අන්න ඒ තරම් portability එකකට දැන් මේ projecting device අද වෙනකොට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. I have seen some of those projectors, mini projectors used in some of the private universities in Sri Lanka as well. Then we had the overhead projector. I දන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේක දැකලා තියෙනවද කියලා. I used it one time. මම ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට එකපාරක් එක lecturer කෙනෙක් ගෙනල්ලා මේ projector එකකින් lecture එකක් කරා. That was the only time I've seen overhead projector. As you guys can see, overhead projector is a very big device. මේ අතරම size එකේ ලොකු device එකක්. overhead projector එක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ paper. මෙන්න මෙතන දාන paper එක. It's like this. ඒ paper එක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් it's like the similar to the X-ray paper. අපි ඔය X-ray එකක් ගත්තාම අපිට හම්බෙන්නේ නිකන් plastic වගේ card එකක්. And the paper is transparent. Right, a plastic type transparent paper. In that paper, you print or either write whatever you want, right? Maybe graph on the chart on the right? Whatever the things that you want, right? You can print it. Then you put the paper on top of the projector. The projector mechanism from that they're going to it is going to give a lighting condition to capture it to the top. The top උඩ තියෙන part එකට capture කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා මෙන්න මෙතනින්. යටින් එන projector එක. මෙන්න මෙතන යට surface එක. After capturing it from the bulb, මෙතන තියෙන bulb එකෙන් it is going to project to the screen. මෙතන තියෙන screen එකට ඔබ project වෙන්නේ ඈත තියෙන screen එක. Right, so slides මාරු කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ you have to take this out and put a new one. ඒක මාරු වෙද්දී you have to take this out, you have to put a new one. Right, ඒ විදිහට තමයි අපි අද ඔය slides මාරු කරනවා වගේ overhead projectors projecting slides මාරු. It was a very famous technology in 1990s 2000s වගේ period එකේ. 2010 විතර වෙනකම් වගේ තිබ්බ industry එකේ in Sri Lanka. මොකද මාත් දැක්කේ ඒ කාලේ වගේ. It was a very popular device. The problem එක තමයි it's very big in size. You need a lot of space and you need to create these papers හදන්න ඕනේ. It's very time consuming, very costly, right? Electricity යනවා ගොඩක්, maintenance are high. හරි කරදර device එක. හැබැයි ඒ දවස්වල it was a premium product because in those days we have computers like nowadays. Right? Then the television. Television when the television was when the television was introduced to the education industry, it changed a lot. The education industry ගොඩාක් change now cassette record එක ආවා වගේම තමයි because there is so much you can do by a television, right? මීට ඔය අද වෙද්දි තියෙන televisions උයි ඒ දවස්වල තිබ්බ televisions උයි වෙනස්, right? Try to understand that because nowadays the television can connect to internet. The televisions are very smart as computers, right? Televisions වල අතරම TV බලනවට අමතරව ගොඩාක් දේවල් දැන් කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? You can download apps, you can play games, right? You can connect to internet, right? හැම functionality එකක්ම තියෙනවා අද වෙද්දි televisions වල, right? But those days smart TV කියලා concept එකක් තිබ්බේ නැහැ. We just had the basic television. TV is well suited for educational purposes and has become a popular teaching learning tool in home, schools, businesses, and healthcare settings, right? It influences cognitive, affective, and psychomotor behavior. As an example, how television is used in education sector, in the medical field, It allows education programs to be present to patients' rooms. In healthcare settings, it is also used to educate patients regarding health-related topics. Television also helps in children's intellectual development as well. For මම දැකලා තියෙනවා in Sri Lankan private hospitals වල තියෙනවා lobbies වල නැත්නම් rooms වල televisions where you can get educated basic diseases ගැන prevention methods ගැන හැමතිස්සෙම patient ලව educate කරන්න පාවිච්චි කරනවා. And it is a very good thing as well. Right, you guys, හැමතිස්සෙම play විවි තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒ නාය දකින්නවා, right? කවුරුත් අමුතුවෙන් ළඟට ඇවිල්ලා කියලා දෙන්නේ නැහැ, so you guys can learn using the television, right? So these were actually few traditional teaching methods that we used years ago. Do you guys have any questions up to here? Anyone? Any questions? Guys, just excuse me for a minute. Right, guys, any questions up to here? Anyone, any questions? One questions, the ideas, Right, okay. Then we can go to the recent teaching technologies that we currently use and the recent technologies that are upcoming. First of all, we have the video conferencing. Right? This is what we do right now. Something very similar to video conferencing. Right? Video conferencing මතම ඇත්තටම කිව්වොත් එකවදේ ඕගොල්ලෝගේ පැත්තෙන් videos on වෙන්නේ නැති එක විතරයි එකම issue එක. එහෙම නැත්නම් 99% of the time we are transmitting audio and video, right? Up and down වුණා නම් තමයි හොඳ. හැබැයි you guys can see the video, you guys can see the audio, right? And more importantly, it is real time. right? That means you guys can hear what I'm saying on the very moment, right? Delay එකක් නැතුව බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right, so video conferencing or video teleconferencing is a synchronous two-way connection of two or more locations through audio and video equipment. Right? To have a video conferencing, you need to have both sides. Then hitala balanna, without the technology of video conferencing, how are you going to complete this degree program that you have started? ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ currently කරන program එක කරන්න වෙන්නේ නැහැ if we didn't have the video conferencing technology with us. හැබැයි video conferencing කියන එක හරි basic technology එකක් වුණාට ඇත්තටම හිත හොඳටම කල්පනා කරොත් with this video conferencing was there decades ago. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 2006, 7, 8 කාලේ ඉඳන් වගේ, if you guys can remember the Skype, right? අද වෙද්දී අපි මේ Zoom, Teams, Google Meet පාවිච්චි කරාට the most popular application at that time is Skype and the MSN Messenger. ඔය දෙක තමයි තිබ්බේ popular apps දෙක විදිහට, Messenger එකයි Skype එකයි. But the problem was ඒ කාලේ the internet connectivity is very slow in Sri Lanka. Right? We didn't have faster internet connection to maintain a video conference. Right? Audio possible, but video conferencing, it was not possible at that time. Right? Habai dedas 8-9 වගේ time එකකට in Sri Lanka we had the ADSL connection which was comparatively speed. Right? තිබ්බේ වල සාපේක්ෂව dial-up connections වලට වඩා. So we got the video conferencing ability, right? But now we have 4G, right? 5G, 5th generation of internet, 4th generation of internet. We have the fiber lines, right? Now you can simply do the video conferencing. Education sector mainly this was expedited after the COVID pandemic, right? And it changed the entire education industry as well, right? Here is another example. Video conferencing uses audio and video telecommunication, right? Another example in the medical sector, right, to education, related to education, a rural medical center in Ohio, United States, used video conferencing to successfully cut the number of transfers of sick infants to a hospital 110 kilometers away. Right? බලන්න දැන් මේක ඇත්තටම අද වෙද්දී ලංකාවේ පාවිච්චි වෙනවා in some private hospitals. I don't know about the government hospitals. Private hospitals වල පාවිච්චි වෙනවා but not video conferencing but conferencing. Audio conferencing වලින් නම් මේක වෙනවා මම දැකලා තියෙනවා. As an example, now you guys can channel a doctor via online and the doctor is going to call you. Then you can describe your symptoms to the doctor. Then the doctor will prescribe some tests if necessary. Test report you upload it to WhatsApp to the given number. Then the doctor is going to look at the document and he's going to prescribe some medications if it is manageable within that environment. Hospital he's telling to come. Hospital එකට එන්න නැතුව බෙහෙත් කරන technology එක දැන් වෙද්දි තියෙනවා ලංකාවේ in private hospitals, but I don't think it is possible in the government environment. මොකද ඒකට පොඩි cost එකක් add වෙන නිසා. Right? Same thing done here, right? 110 kilometers travel කරනවට වඩා if you can diagnose the patients early, right? Think about how much of money that you can save, right? How much of time and materials, how much of work hours that you can save from a doctor. Right? So a simple technique is going to educate patients and save some money as well, right? Okay, example. Then may healthcare setting example right? Patients may contact healthcare personnel in emergency rooms or routine simulations. All healthcare professionals can discuss cases across large distances, right? Langata may know and have then doctor, right? Doctor Tagala Balalivarella, symptoms monadikila Balalivarella, immediate course of actions, we can take it via, we can direct it via the mobile phone, right? So it is a great advantage. Right, may add examples that related to the medical field, right? Now let's move on to the computers and laptops, right? And MacBooks, right? MacBooks can laptops right? MacBooks are the name that was the Apple company gives to their laptop, right? Apple company ke laptops MacBooks here. Computers MacBook Macs but they are also laptops and desktop computers, almost falling under same category, right? With a laptop, mobile, then with the mobile phones, then no, right? Reason your mobile phone is also a computer, right? Please keep that in mind. Your mobile phone has a better computational power sometimes comparing to your laptop. ඔගොල්ලෝ අද කාලේ තියෙන අලුත්ම mobile phone එකක් නම් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ, there is a high probability that your mobile phone has a computational power than your current laptop. Right? Or gaming computer other than that, because your mobile phone is very advanced, right? Size you guys can do anything. Right? So it is an advantage. Computers, laptops, and MacBooks that we use to view, store, send, and receive information not only help with presenting lessons, but also with management and organization. Computer will be used for preparing lesson plans, completing grade books, checking emails, preparing letters, and computers also serves as the main connector to all of other technologies. Right, make an important factor. Computers and the mobile devices that you have today is the main connector to all of the other technologies. Right, hamma application hamma software run karala internet through connectivity tibbata e hamma dekatama ඕනේ main device එක තමයි computer or the mobile phone, right? මොනවා තිබ්බත් දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා ඕගොල්ලන්ට මේ වෙලාවේ lecture එකට join වෙන්න වෙන්නේ if you don't have the computer or the mobile phone. Right, I'm going to my computers ගැන නම් ගොඩක් කතා කරන්න යන්නේ නැහැ, මේක තේරුමක් නැහැ. අපි හැමෝම දන්නවා what is a computer and what does it do. Right. Let's go for distance education, right? What we do right now is also distance education, right? Your program is a distance education program. Reason your degree awarding university is in another country, right? Your institution is in another district. I am in another district, right? Right? එතකොට ඕගොල්ලෝ අපි හැමතැනම එකතු කරලා මේ online platform එකට ඇවිල්ලා තමයි අපි මේ program එක conduct කරගෙන යන්නේ. So it is going to be a distance learning program. But now distance learning programs are very possible, right? You guys can complete degrees, you guys can complete masters and up to PhDs as well, right? Then currently I am doing my PhD and some programs, some lessons we are doing via online, right? So it is possible. So approaches to distance education, right? Approaches that we have two approaches. One is synchronous approach, the other one is asynchronous approach. Synchronous approach again, live lectures are delivered with the help of technology, right? Currently, what we are doing right now is live lectures. We are delivering live lectures with the help of technology. One of the involved in technologies, you have the computers, you have the internet connectivity, and you have a connecting platform called Zoom, and teaching platform we are using Microsoft PowerPoint. Right? Make a possible කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Asynchronous approach එක ගත්තොත්, right? It recorded videos. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ මේ lecture එකම ගිහිල්ලා දවස් දෙක තුනකින් පස්සේ recording එක බලුවොත් it is asynchronous. The same lecture, right? The reason is it is not live, right? It is recorded videos, sometimes printed materials are used, right? So understand the difference between synchronous approach and the asynchronous approach. Right. When it comes to online learning, something that we do is computer assisted instructions. Right? Computer assisted instruction. So we call it CAI. Right? CAI it refers to the use of computer as a tool to facilitate and improve instruction. Right? We use it as a tool to facilitate and improve the instructions. Computer assisted learning. Right? It includes applications of the computer aid to the instructor in instructional management without actually doing the teaching. Right? Computer assisted instructions. Right, now we are coming to the most important part of nowadays technology. Right? Other than technologies, possible internet තිබ්බේ නැත්තම්. Right? Example like විදිහට ඕගොල්ලෝ බලන්න ඕගොල්ලෝගේ mobile phone එකට internet තිබ්බේ නැත්තම් call ගන්නව ඇරෙන්න වෙන මොකුත් කරන්න බෑ. Every application needs internet connectivity. If you're using Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, even if you play a game nowadays, you have to have the internet connection to go online. Even though ගොඩක් games up other way they play කරන්න බෑ. Offline applications හරි මාඩුයි නැතුව නෙමෙයි, but majority of the applications run through internet. Right? අපි මේ quote එක last week උත් කතා කරා about internet. First of all, before discussing furthermore, can someone tell me what is internet actually? අපි මේ හැමදාම internet කියලා මේ connect කරනවා කියලා. What is internet and where is it? කොහෙද මේ internet එක තියෙන්නේ? And who is in charge of internet? Anybody owns internet? කාටද මේක අයිති? තනි අයිතිකාරයෙක් ඉන්නවද? Is there any government who owns this? Any idea, guys? What do you know about internet?
I heard that it's in the cloud space and there's no owner.
Partially correct. It is not in the cloud space, but true, it does not have any owner. Anyone else? What is this internet? මොකක්ද මේ internet? කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? Everybody is accessing it every day. Millions and millions of users are using internet in every second. Millions, billions of users are using internet. And billions of websites are in the internet. Any idea about what is internet? Right. Before we go into this description, Let me show you an example. In this video, you guys can see the co-founder of internet.
What is the internet?
The internet is like a popular thing.
Some satellites up there.
I picture in my head with like waves of internet going to the phone.
Somebody told me a cloud once.
The internet is a lot like plumbing, it's always moving.
Most people don't have any idea where the internet came from, and it doesn't matter. They don't need to. It's sort of like asking who invented the ballpoint pen or the flush toilet or, the zipper. These are all things we just use every day, and we don't even think about the fact that one day somebody invented them. So the internet is just like that. Many, many years ago, in the early 1970s, my partner Bob Kahn and I began working on the design of what we now call the internet. It was a result of another experiment called the ARPANET, which stood for Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. It was a Defense Department research project. Paul Barron was trying to figure out how to build a communication system that might actually survive a nuclear attack. So he had this idea of breaking messages up into blocks and sending them as fast as possible in every possible direction through the mesh network. So we built what eventually became a nationwide experimental packet network, and it worked. Is anybody in charge of the internet?
The government controls it.
Elves, obviously elves.
The people who control the Wi-Fi, because then no Wi-Fi, no internet. T-Mobile, Xfinity,
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Right?
The honest answer is, well, nobody, and maybe another answer is everybody. The real answer is that the internet is made up of an incredibly large number of independently operated networks. What's interesting about the system is that it's fully distributed. There's no central control that's deciding how packets are routed or where pieces of network are built or even who interconnects with whom. These are all business decisions that are made independently by the operators. They are all motivated to assure that there is end-to-end connectivity of every part of the network, because the utility of the net is that any device can communicate with any other device, just like you want to be able to make phone calls to any other telephone in the world. There's nothing like this that has ever been built before. The idea that what you know might be useful to somebody else, or vice versa, is a very powerful motivator for sharing information. By the way, that's how science gets done. People share information. So this is an opportunity for people to think up new applications, maybe program them as apps on a mobile phone, maybe become part of the continued growth of the infrastructure of the network to bring it to people that don't have access to it yet, or just make use of it on a day-to-day basis. You can't escape from contact with the internet, so why not get to know it and use it?
Right. I hope now you guys have an idea about what is actually internet. Right. Internet internet is actually a decentralized network. Right. There is no central point to the internet. Right. There is no mainframe computer that controls the entire internet. It's a central point connect to any, right? So the internet was introduced to the industry as a result of a research project done by the Defense Department of United States. USA වල defense project එකක් විදිහට ආපු research project එකක තමයි internet එක අපිට අද වෙද්දි මේ විදිහට use කරන්න ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. Reason එක තමයි they had a centralized network, right? Become a central point එකකින් තමයි හැමදේම handle වෙලා තියෙන්නේ, and they had a very big concern what will happen if the central point is attacked by a nuclear attack? Then they distributed entire network through the country and send information using routing technology. ඔය විදිහට තමයි ඉන්ටර්නෙට් කියන එක අපිට අත්‍තරම ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන. Now that network has spread across all over the world. ලෝකේ හැම තැනකටම දැන් ඒක expand වෙලා ඉවරයි. Right? So there is no central point. ඒක තමයි එක තැනක් මොනවා හරි වුණාට the entire internet එක down වෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. Nobody owns the internet, but keep that in mind, the governments can regulate the internet, right? Governments වලට පුළුවන් regulations ගේන්න, right? What to do, what not to do වගේ දේවල්, but they are not in charge of any internet connectivity, right? Entire internet network එකේ එම in charge ල කවුරුත් නැහැ. හැබැයි මේ entire network එක ගත්තාම this entire internet network is going to be categorized into 3 layers. Tier 1, අපි කියනවා T1 or Tier 1. මේ Tier 1 එකේ ඉන්නේ the largest telecommunication providers, right? ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි හරියට ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ backbone එක වගේ ගෙනියන්නේ. These telecommunication providers ලා ඉන්නේ මේ network එකේ broadcasting කරන්නේ, right? The largest companies like Reliance Mobile, Verizon, Vodafone වගේ ලෝකේ තියෙන ලොකුම telecommunication companies තමයි Tier 1 එක handle කරන්නේ. Then when we go to the Tier 2 එක තමයි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපේ රට ඇතුලේ තියෙන ශ්‍රී ලංකා ටෙලිකොම් වගේ companies වැටෙන්නේ. Right? They are the second layer. Third layer, the third tier is the customers, right? Right? Tier 1 again, the largest telecommunication providers, then the sub companies, and finally the customers who are using the platform, right? Internet layers roughly හැදෙන්නේ, right? And it is way more complicated than this. හැබැයි ඔය විදිහට තමයි ඔක කරන්න වෙන්නේ. Right? All the telecommunication providers like ඉන්නේ මේක ලෝක පුරාවට broadcast කරන්න, right? හැබැයි මතක තියාගන්න they do not own any single part of the internet, right? So internet is, in simple terms, is a network of the interlinked computer networking worldwide, which is accessible to the general public. The internet is recognized as an important tool in education. Right? අද වෙද්දී අපි දන්නවා ඉන්ටර්නෙට් කියන එකෙන් කොයි තරම් දේවල් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා. It is widely used to facilitate studying and help communication between teachers and students. It is also increasingly becoming the basis of education in forms such as distance learning, right? Which we are doing right now. Right? So now you guys know actually what is internet, where is it, who controls it, right? And why it is that much important to the entire world, right? ඕගොල්ලන්ට අපි මේ හිතන්න as a simple example, let's say you are accessing a website, අපි තුමු example එකකට you are accessing Facebook. ඔගොල්ලෝ ගිහිල්ලා ඉවරලා mobile phone එකෙන් හරි computer එකෙන් හරි you type www.facebook.com. Right? ඔය data ඔගොල්ලෝගේ computer එකට එන්නේ කොහොමද? Do you know how those data comes to your computer? Any idea, guys? කොහොමද data එන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ computer එකට? ඔය හැම රටක් ඇතුළේම හැම රටක් අතර රටක් connect වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? It is not satellite connection. ගොඩක් අය හිතාගෙන ඉන්නවා it connected via satellites කියලා. No, it is not. It is connected via wires, right? මුළු entire globe එකම connect කරලා තියෙන wiring technology. The wires are underneath the ocean. Right? If you go to Google, and search, let's say, you search the world internet cable map, right? This is how it is distributed across the globe under the oceans, right? මුහුද යටින් මුළු ලෝකෙ පුරාවටම connectivity එක ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ විදිහට. We call it submarine cables කියලා අපි ඒවට කියනවා, right? This is how it was distributed under the ocean. එතකොට අපි මේ ලංකාවේ මේ හරිය ඉඳන් අපි access කරාම USA වල තියෙන මොනවා හරි server එකකින් නම් අපිට data ටික එන්නේ. හිතන්න බලන්න how far this line goes. Like මේ පැත්තට යනවා නම් මෙහෙට, මෙහෙට යනවා නම් මෙහෙට. Everything goes under the ocean. එකම දේ තමයි the signals are traveling in the speed of light, right? ඒ නිසා අපි දන්නවා signals are very far. ඉක්මනට communicate කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Now the entire oceanic network, මේ entire cable system එකම දැන් fiber වලට මාරු කරගෙන යනවා. So the latency time or the delay time is further reduced. Right? Fiber optics වල communicate වෙන්නේ light වලින්. Right? ආලෝකය තමයි signal එක වෙන්නේ. So අපි දන්නවා ලෝකේ වේගෙන්ම යන්නේ ආලෝකයේ වේගය කියලා දැනට කියනවා in physics. So we have a faster internet connection. Right? Satellite connection වලින් එන internet වෙනයි, right? Satellite internet සුත් තියනවා නැතුව නෙමෙයි, but it is a different story. Right? So now you guys know how the internet works and the entire networks goes. Right? Before going to the next section, I think we can have a small break now. After the break, let's discuss the rest. Have a break and come back. Right, guys, welcome back. So we were discussing about internet, right? What is internet? Right now, you guys have an idea about what is internet, right? And the technical stuff about internet, right? Now let's move on to the emails, right? අපි දන්නවා emails කියන එක education sector එකේ සෑහෙන පාවිච්චි වෙන දෙයක්, right? Teachers and students worldwide are beginning to use this ability to talk to each other, right? Emailing back and forth with another classroom also provides excellent opportunities for students to practice writing skills for real life purposes, right? Emails ගැන අපි ඉතින් අමුතුවෙන් කතා කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. Everybody knows about email. Advantages ගත්තොත් it is easy to send information for a very long distance, right? Without any hassle. You can send any message to any country within matter of seconds nowadays, right? It is asynchronous, right? Asynchronous means not live. Live communication එකක් නෙමෙයි වෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා asynchronous communication එකක් ගන්න තමයි වැඩේ. Disadvantages ගත්තම you need a required good internet connection. හැබැයි දැන් නම් ලංකාවේ මේ වෙද්දී email එකක් යවන්න පුළුවන් internet connectivity එකක් නම් තියෙනවා. But the problem is when it comes to bigger attachments to the email, right? Videos or audios, the images වගේ send වෙනවා නම් sometimes the internet connectivity can be a problem. An electronic mail lacks the context. It is without cues like facial expressions and voice and tones. Right? මේක නම් ටිකක් important factor එකක්. අපි email එකක් යවුවම sometimes it is hard to explain the gravity of what we are trying to say. Right? Facial expressions, voice tones වගේ දේවල් නැති නිසා sometimes the gravity of the expression is missing there. Email messages can create violation for privacy for both some clients. මෙතන අර example එක මම අර කලින් medical sector එකේ example එකක් ගත්ත නිසා දාලා තියෙන්නේ. But in the education sector it's totally different. Now we discussed about internet. Now do you know about World Wide Web? Right, ඔයගොල්ලෝ website එකක් access කරන්න ගියාම you guys are typing as www. ඉතින් Google කියලා, right? google.com. So what do you mean by this www dot, right? www dot කියලා කියන්නේ, right? It is World Wide Web. The meaning is World Wide Web. So what is actually World Wide Web? කොහෙද මේක තියෙන්නේ? Is it same as the internet? නැත්නම් World Wide Web කියන්නේ internet එකටමද? Is it the same? Any idea? Anyone, any idea what is World Wide Web? මෙතන description එක දීලා තියෙනවා, but apart from this, it is an open source information space where document and other web resources are identified by the URL. මේ URL කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? URL meaning එක URL කියලා කියන්නේ Uniform Resource Locator. Right? URL එක කියලා කියන්නේ අත්‍තරම මෙන්න මේකට. අපි මේ type කරනවානේ www. whatever the link ඔය ඕගොල්ලන්ට web browser එකේ උඩ තියෙන link එක තමයි URL එක කියලා කියන්නේ. ඒක example එකක් විදිහට හරියට digital address එක. Right? Now you guys have your physical address. This is a digital address. Internet එක ඇතුලේ කොහේ හරි තැනක තියෙන website එකක් තිබ්බම මේ website එක හොයාගන්න you need the address of it. Right? This is the address that we use, the digital address. But the World Wide Web කියන එක මීට වඩා ටිකක් complicated. So let's look deep into this.
The World Wide Web, where you're likely watching this video, is used by millions of people every day for everything from checking the weather, ordering food, and chatting with friends, to raising funds, sharing news, or starting revolutions. We use it from our computers, our phones, even our cars. It's just there, all around us, all the time. But what is it exactly? Well, first of all, the World Wide Web is not the Internet, even though the terms are often used interchangeably. The Internet is simply the way computers connect to each other in order to share information. When the Internet first emerged, computers actually made direct calls to each other. Today, networks are all around us, so computers can communicate seamlessly. The communication enabled through the Internet has many uses, such as email, file transfer, and conferencing. But the most common use is accessing the World Wide Web. Think of the web as a bunch of skyscrapers, each representing a web server, a computer always connected to the Internet, specifically designed to store information and share it. When someone starts a website, they are renting a room in this skyscraper, filling it with information and linking that information together in an organized way for others to access. The people who own these skyscrapers and rent space in them are called web hosts, but anyone can set up a web server with the right equipment and a bit of know-how. There is another part to having a website without which we would be lost in the city with no way of finding what we need. This is the website address, which consists of domain names. Just like with a real-life address, a website address lets you get where you want to go. The information stored in the websites is in web languages, such as HTML and JavaScript. When we find the website we're looking for, our web browser is able to take all the code on the site and turn it into words, graphics, and videos. We don't need to know any special computer languages because the web browser creates a graphic interface for us. So in a lot of ways, the World Wide Web is a big virtual city where we communicate with each other in web languages, with browsers acting as our translators. And just like no one owns a city, no one owns the web. It belongs to all of us. Anyone can move in and set up shop. We might have to pay an internet service provider to gain access, a hosting company to rent web space, or a registrar to reserve our web address. Like utility companies in a city, these companies provide crucial services, but in the end, not even they own the web. But what really makes the web so special lies in its very name. Prior to the web, we used to consume most information in a linear fashion. In a book or newspaper article, each sentence was read from beginning to end, page by page, in a straight line until you reached the end. But that isn't how our brains actually work. Each of our thoughts is linked to other thoughts, memories, and emotions in a loose, interconnected network, like a web. Tim Berners-Lee, the father of the World Wide Web, understood that we needed a way to organize information that mirrored this natural arrangement. And the web accomplishes this through hyperlinks. By linking several pages within a website or even redirecting you to other websites to expand on information or ideas immediately as you encounter them, hyperlinks allow the web to operate along the same lines as our thought patterns. The web is so much a part of our lives because in content and structure, it reflects both the wider society and our individual minds. And it connects those minds across all boundaries, not only ethnicity, gender, and age, but even time and space.
So I hope you now have an idea about what is World Wide Web, right? Any questions, guys? තේරෙන්නේ නැති මොනවා හරි තැනක් තියෙනවද? Any questions, anyone? Right, if not, right, let's move on. But there is a question asking, how do we set up a website inside of the internet? And how do we buy a URL? Right. To this question, මම example එකක් විතර පෙන්නනවා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් වෙන්නේ as an example then if you're asking about buying a URL again or උඩ තියෙන domain name google.com වගේ if you guys are planning to have your own website for teaching or learning or whatever the purpose, right, you guys can simply buy one. Buying process is lazy. There are websites that sell these URLs. Again, own addresses sell karna than එකක් තමයි postgator.com. තව එකක් තියෙනවා මේක එක website එකක්. තව එකක් තියෙනවා godaddy.com. right, මේ දෙකම වැඩේ කරගන්න පුළුවන්. This is a web hosting website, right? ඔයගොල්ලන්ට purchase කරන්න ඕන නම් මේ වගේ එකට ගිහිල්ලා go for the domains. ඉස්සෙල්ලාම යන්න ඕනේ domains කියන එකට මෙන්න මේකට. Then go for the registering domains. Then you have to search whatever that comes into your mind. හිතන්න ඕගොල්ලන්ට website URL එකක් ඕන නම් right, abc.com කියලා, right, www.abc.com නම් ඉස්සෙල්ලා බලන්න මේක තියනවාද කියලා, available ද කියලා. Right, when you search මෙතන පෙන්නනවා මේක ready to purchase ද කියන එක නෑ. Right, sorry, the abc.com is unavailable. Right, ඊට පස්සේ මෙතන suggestions පෙන්නනවා පොඩි පොඩි ඒවා. තව ඕගොල්ලන්ට කැමති එකක් type කරලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. හිතන්න ඕගොල්ලෝගේ නමට ගන්න ඕන කියලා. Right, let's say to my name. Right, it is available, right? මෙතනින් buy කරන්න පුළුවන්. It is going to cost you $27 per year, right? අවුරුද්දකට තමයි buy කරන්න පුළුවන්නේ මේ විදිහට ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ URL එක. ඒක buy කරාට පස්සේ you have the name for yourself, right? And placing it in the internet, you need to have a separate hosting package. කියන අපි internet එක ඇතුලේ place කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් technical expert කෙනෙක්ගෙන් අහලා තමයි කරන්න වෙන්නේ. Right? And it's not going to cost you a lot as well. ඒකට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් yearly සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පොඩි cost එකකට කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Freely කරන්න පුළුවන් තැනුත් තියෙනවා. Right, අපි වල ගොඩක් යන්නේ නැතුව let's discuss this, right? E-learning or electronic learning, right? Electronic learning කියන එක අපි දැන් deeply කතා කරා අපේ first chapter එකේ. So I'm not going to discuss this thing again, right? I'm going to do it very briefly. E-learning is the use of technology-based tools processes to provide for customized learning anytime or anywhere, right? අතරම මේකේ තියෙන advantage එක තමයි anytime anywhere. Electronic learning is a type of education where the medium of instruction is computer technology, right? Medium of instruction is going to be computer technology. අපි කතා කරා මේ advantages disadvantages අනිකර full lecture එකක්. So I'm not going to do that again. Right. Now let's look at the smart classroom. බලන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ සමහර අපිට smart classrooms පාවිච්චි කරනවා ඇති අද වෙද්දී. එහෙම නැත්නම් just look at this picture just for few minutes. බලන්න මේ picture එක දිහා what are the components that you can identify in a smart classroom?
Smart board and tabs.
Yes, smart boards are there, tabs are there, wireless connectivity is there. අපිට පේන්නේ නැහැ නේද කොහෙන්වත් wire යනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ you have a proper Wi-Fi connection is there, right? Touch screen ability is there, right? Lecture touch screen abilities වලින් උගන්වන්නේ, right? A smart class is defined as a class in which various technologies are used to enhance the student learning. Right, මේ වගේ classrooms. අතරම smart classrooms ගත්තාම currently school settings වල තියෙනවා, but overall as in Sri Lanka it is very less. Reason එක තමයි අත්‍තරම it is going to cost you a lot to convert a classroom into a smart classroom. මොකද මට මතක විදිහට we were going to convert our entire school to a smart class environment. එක වසරේ ඉඳන් 13 වසරට යනකම් තියෙන හැම පන්තියක්ම අපි මාරු කරන්න project එකක් තියෙනවා අපේ ඉස්කෝලේ. As I can remember, before this economic crisis, it is going to cost 1 million for one classroom to convert. හැබැයි දැන් I think it will cost nearly 2 to 2.5 million not යනවාදී එක classroom එකක් මේ විදිහට convert කරා to a smart class. So it is not a manageable budget for a country like ours, right? කරන්න පුළුවන්, it will take some time, right? අනිත් එක ලංකාවෙම තියෙන ඉස්කෝල මේ වගේ convert කරනවා කියන්නේ you need to have a lot of funds or money to do this. එහෙම නැත්නම් නම් කරන්න හරි අමාරුයි, right? හැබැයි බලන්න මේ මෙහෙම classrooms තියෙනවා ඉන්නේ university environments, right? Universities වල නම් තියෙනවා ගොඩක් ලංකාවේ private universities වල ගත්තාම smart classes, right? In smart classes there will be computers, projectors, internet connectivity and other multimedia devices such as home theaters and so on, right? And student can use the internet as well, right? Internet connectivity then it is a must. Have you guys used smart boards? Any one of you? All other way පාවිච්චි කරන අය ඉන්නවද? Anyone? Practically using a smart board in a class? How they පාවිච්චි කරන අය ඉන්නේ? No one. කවුරුත් නැද්ද? Right, okay. If you have experience, it is better to share, right? Smart boards or interactive whiteboards. The interactive whiteboard is a large display that connects to a computer and a projector. The projector projects the computer's desktop onto the board surface, right? Or smart board එකයි interactive whiteboard එකයි දෙකම එක වගේ අතරම technology එක පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස්. Smart board එකක් කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම it's like a big TV, right? ලොකු size TV එකක් වගේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අඟල් 72ක විතර වගේ ලොකු TV එකක් වගේ. And it works like a computer and the programs are specifically tailored for educational purposes, right? ඉගෙන ගන්නම අදාළ applications තමයි එතකොට ඒක ඇතුලේ තියෙන්නේ, right? Let me show you an example.
So what makes the smartboard easy to use? That's simple. It has 3 unique features that help teachers deliver inspiring lessons that engage students in extraordinary ways. Touch recognition, the pen tray, and smart notebook software. What is touch recognition? It's the newest feature in our smartboard interactive whiteboards. With touch recognition, you can use a pen to write, a finger to navigate, or a palm to erase. Touch recognition lets you automatically switch between ink, touch, and eraser mode, and there are no extra buttons to press or extra tools to pick up.
Writing and erasing is exactly the same. So if you're not familiar with Smartboard, all you have to do is open up Notebook and you can access the same things that you would use either on a whiteboard or a chalkboard.
I think that's part of the intuitiveness that comes with this technology. I know that when I press something or click something, it's going to open up and I can trust it to work properly.
Another unique feature that makes the Smartboard interactive whiteboard easy to use is the pen tray. The pen tray works like a chalkboard. Pick up a black pen and write notes in black. Pick up a blue pen and write notes in blue. Even if the pens go missing, because the technology is in the pen tray and not the pen, you can still keep using the board. And since students can use any tool on the board surface to write, it's accessible for all people.
What's great about the smartboard is that if the pens go missing, you're able to use other writing tools, the pen feature, the highlighter, as well as other options for writing. You can use your finger as well as a ruler or any other object.
In addition to touch recognition and the pen tray, the Smartboard Interactive Whiteboard comes with software that has set the standard for how lessons are delivered, created, and managed. Smart Notebook software lets you add interactivity to lessons with a powerful set of education tools and resources.
Ooh, excellent.
Whether you're starting from scratch or using one of our ready-made lesson activities, Smart Notebook software's simple interface makes it easy to choose the right tools.
The benefit to Notebook being similar to other programs that the students and myself use is that they already know the layout of the program. The icons and the menu bar are all very similar.
When it comes to the Smartboard Interactive Whiteboard, our first goal is to make it easy for teachers and for students. We're always looking for ways to help everyone get the most out of classroom technology.
Now that I have the smartboard in the classroom, the students are way more involved in their own learning.
We think it's worth the effort. Because it's smart, we believe in creating something extraordinary in your classroom. For you and for your students. Smart. Extraordinary made simple.
Right, that is a video of how smartboard works, right? Over videos of Godak, there are much more advanced smartboards nowadays, right? With so much of functionalities, right? If the entire school is equipped with smartboards, right? You guys can connect with each classroom. You guys can interconnect with different grades, right? And if the smartboards and the entire network is connected to the internet, you guys can connect with another school as well, right? Our school communicate without any hassle, right? So using smart boards is a very popular thing today. Right, so this is how a smart board looks like. The interactive whiteboards have various facilities to draw, showing videos, images, illustrations, mapping, graphs, game manipulates in own way. Right? Computer right? But it was more tailored towards the education sector. Right. So what are the advantages of smartboard? Right? What are my
can be beneficial in lowering the affective figure and enhancing language learning. Okay. Then when it
Sorry for the late. I have to take an emergency call. Right. So we were discussing about the smart boards, right? It provides flexibility, right? Then the smart board that right? It provides this flexibility, right? After a smart board that can touch screen, local computer feeling the interactive whiteboards allows photographs, illustrations, maps, graphs, games, and videos to be displayed. And it will enhance the teaching and learning experience, right? You have the ability to interact and share details, right? It is low maintenance, but initial cost will be high, right? Maintenance cost will be low, but the initial investment will be high. Smart boards are neat and easy to use. It's true. And you have the ability to access online information and tools. It's eco-friendly. Technology integration is there. Interactive whiteboards allows for connectivity in different locations, right? In different locations, we can connect with other schools as well, right? So we have that ability. Right, let's move on to Microsoft PowerPoint. I mean, Microsoft PowerPoint, everybody knows this, right? Everybody use this technology nowadays, right? Microsoft PowerPoint. Currently, what we are doing is also Microsoft PowerPoint, right? I don't know whether you guys are aware about Google Slides, right? Google Slides. Right, it is an online platform provided by the company Google. If you don't have the Microsoft PowerPoint with you, let's say if you don't have a computer with you, simply you can create a PowerPoint presentation from your mobile phone as well, right? You simply go to Google and type Google Slides. Go to this link, the Google Slides, and press the Go to Slides. There is a pre-made template gallery, right? Blank presentation, you can simply get a blank presentation, right? General personal templates, If it is work related, you have templates here. Right, education related, you have templates here. Right, let's say if you want a template like this, simply click on the template. The template will load within matter of seconds, right? And everything in this template is totally editable. Right? Me ඕන දෙයක් edit කරන්න පුළුවන්, type කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? ඕගොල්ලන්ට presentation එක lazy හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. අනිත් එක තමයි these presentation slides are very modern looking. So it will capture the audience very quickly. මේ ඕන එකක් adjust කරගන්න පුළුවන්, right? මේ අයින් කරන්න පුළුවන්, remove කරන්න පුළුවන්. තමන්ට ඕන විදිහට adjust කරගන්න පුළුවන්, move කරගන්න පුළුවන්. It's very easy. Right? Standard slides එකක් තියෙනවා. Everything is totally editable. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට අලුත් images තියෙනවා නම් you can add images මෙතන ගියා, upload from computer ගියා. Right? You can upload any image you want. Right? කැමති දේක් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට add කරගන්න, delete කරගන්න, change කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Bullet points on bullet points. ඒ ඔය කැමති දේක් edit කරගන්න ability එක තියෙනවා. Right? So use these, right? If you're not aware about this, make up this is called Google Slides. Right? If you want a blank presentation, you can simply go here, right? And you can create a presentation with a totally blank, right? Method slides add karagena. ඊට පස්සේ තමන්ට ඕන data images ඔක්කොම මෙතන උඩින් add කරගන්න පුළුවන්. It is very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint. එකම දේ in Microsoft PowerPoint you have so many options. මෙතන ගොඩාක් options ගොඩක් තියෙනවා, insert, design එකේ, transition, animation, slide shows, right? Those options are not they are 100% අපිට exactly ඒ තියෙන options ඔක්කොම ටික එතන නැහැ, but majority of the options are there. Right? ඔයගොල්ලෝ හදිස්සියට මොනවා හරි කරගන්න ලස්සන presentation එකක් හදාගන්න Google Slides will help you. Right? ඒක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට teaching environment එකේදී ගොඩක් වැදගත් වෙයි. Right? So keep that in mind, the Google Slides. Now we are discussing about the recent teaching technologies. Then අපි කතා කරා about the overhead projectors and the slide projectors. Now we have the LCD projectors and LED projectors. These are two different technologies. Power efficiency, color quality, LCD projector is a type of video projector for displaying video, images, or computer data on a screen or flat surface. Right? University lecture rooms වලට ගිහින් තියෙනවා නම් මේවා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම පාවිච්චි කරලා ඇති. Right? A PowerPoint presentation. Right? LCD means liquid crystal display. Right? LCD කියන එකේ තේරුම. It's a technical term. Right? Don't worry about it. Multimedia projectors, which are the compact devices that project images in high resolution, are commonplace in many of the today's classroom. Private campus එකකට ගියොත් in every lecture room you will find this device. Right? එතකොට බලන්න අපි කතා කර හිටිය අද දවසේ අපේ topic එක තමයි we are coming from the traditional teaching technologies to the recent teaching technologies. Right? Now you guys can see how the technology has changed one by one. Right? These are a list of equipment, right? Required to build a smart classroom. What කියව ගන්න බලන්න. මෙතන තියෙන ඔක්කොම නම් ඕනේ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. සමහරක් දේවල් තියෙනවා මෙතන නැති දේවලුත් ඕනෙනවා. But this is a standard list, right, to build a smart class. Right? Just take 2 minutes and have a read. In here, you guys can see, right, you need monitors, right, high resolution displays, standard electronic pens, right, laptop slots, mics, standardized mouse, right, LCD control panels, TVs, whiteboards, DVDs නම් දැන් ඉතින් පාවිච්චි වෙන්නේ නැහැ අතරම, right, air conditioning, PCs, projectors, large size screens, right, speakers, microphones, right, මේ වගේ ගොඩක් දේවල් ඕන වෙනවා to convert it to a proper smart classroom, right. Now let's see, it is almost impossible to imagine being without a cell phone or using an iPad as a digital tool, right? Otherwise, it's a very true statement, right? It is hard to work or hard to live without a mobile phone. Many healthcare associations have begun to provide telephone services with messages about disease treatments and prevention, right? In Sri Lanka, we have this, not in major level, but it's starting, right? Examples of right, here is an important technology, right? Otherwise, the important technology, especially for education, right? This is satellite technology. EduSat, the first satellite in India for educational purpose, was created primarily for the purpose of providing connectivity to schools, right, colleges and higher level of education. For example, the tribal areas of Madhya Pradesh has been covered in the Indira Gandhi National Open University National Beam, right? Satellite taking up the Puluan in a rural area. May problem as an example, in Sri Lanka, there are so many geographical locations where we don't have proper internet connectivity. We don't have proper mobile connectivity. Even 4G, right? 3G, 2G, areas. So in those areas, it is hard to connect the schools or any environment. Connect if the internet connectivity is not good, then there is no way we can build a proper connection line, right? But using the satellite technology, if you have a dish in the Lanka, we have a university as an example, the Colombo University, the Lincoln University. Lincoln University, we can broadcast it to a very rural area in Sri Lanka, right? And just give me a second, guys. Right, we can broadcast it to a very rural area in Sri Lanka if they have the satellite connectivity as well. Satellite connectivity is lazy. Dialogue TV, they use the same technology. You need the satellite dish to be placed in the receiving end. And the transmission end is an example. This is the university environment. This is the rural area in Sri Lanka. We are teaching here lively, right? We are doing live videos. We can directly upload it to the satellite, and the satellite can broadcast it to the rural area within a matter of minutes, right? Matter of seconds. So this rural area people can also hear the lectures in real time, right? So imagine if we have this technology in schools, right? If they can broadcast their lessons to the other schools around the country, think about how much we can change in the education sector. The education sector, right? So everybody can learn, right? Students do not need to come to the town areas to go to the school. The school environment, right? A culture after simply and in India, our neighboring country, has done it already. Okay. Then with it, maybe they take a so It is not a hard thing to do. When it comes to a satellite technology, initial cost will be really high, right? If we don't have our own satellite, then we have to rent it out, right? Rent situation then it is going to cost us a lot, right? Issue, but it is a very good technology, right? Technology thing, you can broadcast anything. It's what a cohe student a local technology TV right? Lectures like that. Okay, students can sit down and listen to the lectures. That is happening lively in Colombo, right? Colombo vina karana lecture. Lanka within a rural area distribute karana using the satellite technology, right? About over a solution that with the I don't know if you guys have heard about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the owner of the Tesla company and the SpaceX company. He is doing a project called Starlink, right? Starlink project, and it is already going. Starlink project in Karanne, they are going to bring the entire world, right? They are going to send 42,000 satellites, as I can remember exactly. They're going to send 42,000 satellites to the space, to the low Earth orbit, right? Orbit they are building an entire mesh around the world, right? Local mesh build up karna. They can, so the entire world can have the satellite internet connection facility. Loke hamotam itokota a connectivity ganna puluwan, right? It is a very good project, right? Attaram honda project එක. දැනටත් සමහරක් areas වලට technology එක available currently. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට Google එකේ ගිහලා බලන්න පුළුවන් about the project Starlink, right? වෙලාවක් තිබුත් බලන්න කියලා. You guys can order as well. Starlink. ඒගොල්ලෝ අතන කරන්නේ අපේ entire globe එකේ මෙන්න මේ විදිහට mesh එකක් වගේ satellites 42000. ඔය අතන මේ satellite 42000 කියවම ඒක ලොකු satellites නෙමෙයි, satellite එකක් වෙන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ laptop එකක් විතර size එක. Body satellites, right? Mini satellite. 42,000 satellites sent up into the globe, and then they are building a mesh like this to cover the entire globe. මේ විදිහට මුළු ලෝකෙම ආවගෙන. ඒතකොට education sector එක තවත් වෙනස් වෙයි. අපි මේ කතා කරන දේවල් ලේසියෙන් කරගන්න පුළුවන් reality එකකට එන්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා if we go to a technology like that, right? But there are problems in every technology, right? Let's see what are the advantages. We can stream real-time video, right? And it requires minimum technical assistance to do this. You need high technical assistance for the initial implementation. Disadvantage is that the one-way instruction is possible. Maybe I think I distribute it is a different scenario, and it will cost you a lot, right? Satellite operate karna it's a huge cost, right? Education purposely it does not generate any income directly, right? Income generating satellite government send right? Telecommunication sector it will give the return back. Education directly income come with governments are not really doing it. Our country, right? This is also another example. We were started by discussing the blackboards, right? Chapter by discussing the blackboards. Starting from blackboards, right? Starting from chalkboards, blackboards, to whiteboards, right? To cards, charts, tape recorders, right? Cassettes, panel boards, flip charts, to building up the models, right? slide projectors, overhead projectors, ඉඳන් television to අපි කතා කරන recent technologies starting from video conferencing, right? ඊට පස්සේ models වලට එනකොට අපි කතා කරා about 3D printing, slide projectors, the new LCD projectors, right? We discussed about computers, we discussed about internet, we discussed about what is internet, right? We discussed about what is World Wide Web, right? How these things happen through the internet, right? Then we will do a general idea. I will send those videos to your coordinator as well. And we discussed about e-learning, and we discussed about how to build a smart classroom and what are the features that we need in a smart classroom. And we watched a video of a smart board operating, right? How easy, how convenient, and how you can do things with the smart board and interactive whiteboards. There was a PowerPoints, LCD projectors to building one. And finally, we discussed about the satellite technology in education. Our neighboring country is doing this, right? May example from India, right? India, first satellite in India for educational purposes, right? Then සමහරක් educational purpose satellites keep being actually not up to date with that, but they are using this technology for their education, right? As a country, what are we doing? අපි හැමදාම ගිහලා class එකේ උගන්වන එක අපි හිතනවා නම් ඒක තමයි best method එක කියලා. No, it's not. There are so many things to do in this world. Right, guys, any questions up to now? Any questions up to now, guys? Anyone? Anyone, any questions? Please let me know. Yes, I will send the PowerPoint presentations. I will to your coordinator. If you guys can create a WhatsApp group, I can send it to that one as well. Ogolonta convenient method එකක් මට කියන්න. I can send it to the coordinator as well. I have sent the presentations to your coordinator. She will send it to you. My videos ටිකත් දාන්නම්. Yes, done. ඔගොල්ලන්ට මේක බලන්න ඉස්සෙල් coordinator ඔගොල්ලන්ට deliver කරයි, right? If not, just drop me a message. I will send my phone number to the chat. Right, make a WhatsApp message at the number I will forward it to you. Right, හම්බුනේ නැති කවුරු හරි හිටියොත් මම phone number දාලා තියෙනවා. I send it to that now. Right, before closing, any questions, guys? Anyone, any questions? So finally, right, in our final slide, right, the conclusion. Teaching is an essential part of educational special function is impart knowledge, develop understanding and skills. In today's world, technology is a major part of our lives, right? We have to agree with this. While the generation of our grandparents had to learn to use the computers and notebooks, iPads and iPods as adults, students now are entering schools are already familiar with this technology. Right? මේක නම් ඇත්තටම ඔලුවට ගන්න, this is a huge deal. Right? අපි වුණත් මම වුණත් when we had to learn the technology after a while. අපි මේ මෑත කාලේ තමයි ඉගෙන ගත්තේ. 10 years ago, 15 years ago තමයි අපි technological devices උනත් අල්ලන්න ගන්න පටන් ගත්තා. But now the students who are entering the school, even preschool, they are familiar with these technologies. They know how to browse internet. They know how to use softwares. Right? They know how to use YouTube. Right? So as teachers, you should be in the head of the game. So you have to learn better than your students to teach them. Right? එහෙම නැත්තම් වෙන්නේ ළමයින්ට ඕගොල්ලෝ කියන දේ validity එකක් නැතුව යනවා ටික දවසක්. The students will understand that your teacher is not competent enough to teach me this. He or she does not know about this technology, so there is no point of listening to her කියන තැනට. Right? Before that happens, right, please make sure that you learn about these technologies and keep up to date with it. Right, guys, then I think we can stop for today. Before closing, do you guys have any questions? Anything? Right then, guys, we can stop for today. Have a great vacation and stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.